Today we're going to be talking about if it's worth it to adorn your gear with EXP bonus obtained stat rather than like attack or defense, and going for EXP in the imprinting slots rather than like crit chance or crit strike resistance. And the short answer is yes, but it's a little more complicated than that, so we can get into it. When it is worth it is when, so you basically only gain EXP here in B7 consistently. So this will be our standard like area that we're testing it on, because if you're out in like Z4 or Z5, you're going to need that additional attack to clear the mobs fast enough. But here they're pretty squishy, so when you do damage to them with your skills, if you're at my level, you're one-shotting them. So it's easier to see if it's worth it. And the short answer is yes, as long as you're still one-shotting them when you switch to gear that's giving you EXP bonus. So for example, this is my standard loadout with Nagel rings and scatties with things like defense and attack on it. And this is my EXP loadout with weaker accessories, but they all have EXP bonus obtained. So when is it worth it? It's worth it if you are able to kill the mobs in the same fashion that you're killing them with your standard loadout, right? So if you switch to an EXP loadout and you're still killing them as fast, then you're just netting yourself additional EXP, right? It's pretty simple. But it gets a little more complicated because there are situations where, for example, if I was here in B7 and my basic attacks were one-shotting the mobs, but then when I switch to the EXP gear, I'm now two-shotting the mobs, it's probably less effective than just one-shotting the mobs with my basic attacks. But you can test if it's worth it very easily by going into power save mode, putting on your normal gear, waiting 5 minutes and checking your EXP percent at the top here, and then going back out of power save mode, and writing it down, right, so that you don't forget, and then going into your gear, switching to your EXP gear, going back into power save mode, waiting 5 minutes, seeing the EXP, and cross-examining them. So it's really easy to test. It's very simple, but there is kind of like, for at least with my CPN where I'm at, there's kind of like a break point, and I would say it's like getting if you get anywhere from like an additional like 20% is when it's like even worth your time, like 20 to 30%, or it's even like somewhat noticeable. But where it really gets cool is if you can max out the extra additional EXP, you'll be gaining a lot more. So for me, I have an additional 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and then if I go into my imprints, we've got 22, 26, 29, 31, 36, 39. I might have just did that wrong. I think it might be 40, but around 40%, and it's noticeable. So for me, with an additional 40%, granted I have all of the EXP item collection obtained, and I do have Scalonier EXP bonus at 26%. But, whoops. If we go here, you can see with the EXP, this is 5 minutes, and then the right number is an hour. With the EXP, the additional 40%, I'm at almost, not really almost a percent, but at 912. And without it, I'm at 0.852. So I'm gaining 0.05, 0.06% with 40%. But where it gets cool is if you max it out, you can get roughly, with all of these accessories at 3%, and your imprinting at slot 1, 2, and 5 done. And these actually you can get higher numbers here, so you can get 6%, and here you can get 7%. So if these were all better or above, roughly 65 to 70% additional EXP, so that would almost double the amount I'm getting. So I'd be getting almost 0.12 more percent an hour, which would be very noticeable. So it is worth it if you have the resources to do so. I recommend doing it if it's not too much of a burden for you. It's really easy just to craft these like blue accessories. I got lucky and kind of got a ring to 5, which gives me the additional attack, but you know, getting these to like 3 and then adorning them It's really easy to get the purple EXP bonus obtained on these. It's really hard to get the gold. I think it's like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 1,300. So keep that in mind. You can get kind of cheeky with these. You can get like a purple and a regular instead of having to get a gold. So there's ways to get 3% on the unique accessories a little easier. But I recommend doing it if you can get, 20 to 40% additional EXP, and the grind is the same, because over time it will benefit you significantly. So short answer, yes, it's worth it. But in situations where you're not losing too much damage on the mobs. So basically, yes, it's worth it if you're grinding in B7. Outside of B7, in places like Z4 and Z5, you're going to want that additional attack. That EXP, I mean, you're not even getting that much EXP there anyways. So, well, in Z5 you surely are, but you're definitely going to need the attack in Z5. So, yes, it's worth it for B7, as long as you can essentially still one-shot or two-shot the mobs. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know if any of you guys have an EXP bonus set up with your accessories and your imprints. I just started doing this about a week ago, and I'm starting to focus more on B7. I'm pretty low. I should be like level 82, but I've just been like item collection. So for me, I'm excited to continue doing this. I got to buy out my imprint stamps for the month and try to flush out that perfect EXP on the imprints, because that's where the majority of it's going to come in. But yeah, let me know if you guys do it. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.